Hello, welcome to the Crates Motel. My name's Conan, I'm the concierge. Today we have a treat for you. One of the most requested things on my YouTube channel and on forums and direct messages is, are my drum kits for sale? When are you going to be selling your drum kits? Let's jump in. So this is a mega treat for you. Mega treat. 32 drums. It's a mixture of kicks, hi-hats and snares. Now this kit, I would say, is probably geared more towards lo-fi house, New York style house, but there's no reason why you can't use it for boom bap or lo-fi or anything else for that matter. As is the case with all of my drums, it is a mixture of samples from vinyl, directly from vinyl, samples from original drum machines, and just various drum sounds that I've collected over a 40 or so year period. It's probably longer than that now, actually thinking about it. It probably is 42 years now. So it's a real mishmash, different drums. But with this particular drum kit, all of the drums were sampled into my SP1200 and then recorded onto Ampex 456. And then stored away for many, many years. They were then digitized, and I've now trimmed those, just kind of neatened them up a little bit, added little bits of fade, a little bit of a fade on the end, things like that, just to make them cleaner, because quite often on an SP1200, they were just a little bit too much. There might have been like a bit of a weird cut off, etc., or a weird beginning, a little click or something like that. So I've just sort of tidied them up, but the original sound is still there. They are lo-fi, they are gritty, they are beefy, they snap, they are lovely, and I really, really enjoyed putting this drum kit together. You can hear the ring on some of the kick drums and the grit on some of the hi-hats. So jumping into the MPC, we'll go through the sounds quickly. And what I've done is, if you're going to open them on an MPC standalone, it's my version 3 template, and I've done a little bit of EQ work on all of the drums just to help you out a little bit. I haven't done a whole load. I've made videos which go into a lot more depth on EQing, compressing, etc. drum sounds. But, you know, I've just done a little bit of the heavy lifting for you on the kicks, the snares and the hi-hats. Oh, there's some claps in there as well, actually. I don't know if I mentioned there's some claps in there. So it's perfect for like New York style house. I say New York style house, just to sort of explain that very, very quickly. I have been making house music since, you know, like the late 80s. And my biggest influence were people like Todd, Masters at Work, Kerri, Chandler, although he's New Jersey, but same sort of area. So that whole kind of, that style of house music, which I've always kind of thought was a mixture of Chicago, Detroit house with New York hip hop and New York underground, disco, etc. So that's why I call it New York house. You know, it's not really like a specific genre, but it's just, you know, throughout the 80s and the 90s where these drum sounds are from, I was heavily influenced by that whole scene, especially by Masters at Work and Todd. So that's the kind of vibe that this drum kit is for. But like I said, there's no reason why you can't use it in boom bap, hip hop, etc. The thing is that the samples, there's a few drum machine samples in there, but most of the samples are sampled off disco records, funk records. Some of them I'll show you, you'll recognise. Like for instance, there's one particular snare in there which you'll recognise, which is a well-known hip-hop snare. And what I've always done, if you've watched my previous videos for my drum kits, is I mix hip-hop style sounds in with house style sounds. You know, and I use 909s in boom bap and lo-fi, instrumental hip-hop. You know, it's one of those drum machines that you immediately associate with house music, but you know, I like to mix it up. And so there's various different drum machines on there. There's a lot of disco and funk samples on there. And as I said, it's gone through my SP1200 in the 90s, then onto Ampex 456, and then I've digitized them. They're all 16-bit, 44.1. The reason why I've done that is it just, you know, almost all samplers can read that. If you go down the 48K, 24-bit route, then sometimes some samplers don't like it and it just creates a bit of a problem. So I've just gone easy 16-bit, 44.1. So let's go through the sounds, starting with the kick drums. That one. Okay, so that's off my original 909. It's gone into the SP1200. You can hear the ring. and then recorded, as I said, onto 456. But that's just solid 909. I probably clipped it a little bit. It sounds clipped. Again, you can hear a bit of a ring in there. That one, there's another 909. That is 100% a 909 with the sustain cut clipped through the SP1200. That's off a funk record. And then that I've put in there, that's a ghost kick. I'll show you how I use those in house music in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick beat. Then we've got 4 claps along the top. All sounding very, very crunchy. All off drum machines. Going into bank B. I mean, look, you don't have to keep the drums set up the way that I've set these up, but there's 32 drums and it worked out easier for me to have kicks, claps, hi-hats, and then on C we've got snares. So we've got some hi-hats here. These are really crunchy. I mean, you can really hear the 12-bit in these. Like that. It just sounds so thick and just lovely. That's just pure grit. It sounds like it's been chucked on the floor with some concrete and smashed about a bit. That as well. Just gritty, but so much depth in it. You know, it's hard to get hi-hats that have really nice highs, nice mids, but still got some crunch in the low end. So it's got some body to it. That. Listen to that. So I think that's it. You've got 9 hats there. So I really enjoyed putting this drum kit together. Okay, and then we've got some snares on bank C. I think there's 8 or 9. Now these are a mixture of drum machines, old drum machines, some really retro ones, Yamahas, Korgs, Casio, things like that. And there's some funk samples in there as well. See, that's off. Oh, that's off a disco record. That, I think, might be one of the snares on Shack Up by Bambara. That, now this is a real nice little trick. Take disco records, even if you're making hip hop, take disco records, like people like Chic and stuff like that. They had really deep snares on disco stuff and they've got a really thick, chunky sound to them. Sample it and then slow it down. That's how you get, that's straight off Chic. That's off the beginning of I Want Your Love. That, God Make Me Funky. Headhunters. But even then you can hear there's a bit of character in there. It's, you know, it's off vinyl, but because it's gone through the SP1200 and tape, it's just got a bit of grit and crunch to it. Possibly a drum machine. That has been used on so many of my house records in the 90s. That was my little end of bar, like snare drum, like very Todd Terry style. And that is off a funk record as well. Can't remember which one though. Yeah, those two. And then that one. God Make Me Funky, like I said. So there's the sound. Sorry, I'm going into one here. So what we're going to do, just for a little bit of fun, let's make a house beat using the sounds, just to kind of give you a feel for what you can do with them. But like I said, please, you know, you can hear all these sounds can be used in any genre. They're not just for house. It's just that I was making house at the time when I was making these kits, so a lot of them are geared towards house. I mean, especially most of those hi-hats, they're kind of house hi-hats, aren't they? That one you could probably use. But like I said, either way, you know, don't think that you can only use it in house music. So we've got 4 bars. Let's start off with a kick. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Go with that kick. I mean, there's so many nice kicks there, I really wouldn't know, but we'll go with this one. Not sure whether I like 63 as the swing on there, actually. Let's try it. Let's try 59. No, I don't like that at all. Let's go a bit later. Let's go 65. Ah, there we go. Yeah, 65 is the one. 65 is the one. It's weird, you know, because on my XL, 63 kind of gets that groove, which is why I went for 63 originally. But on the one, I can't say, and the Live 2, I can't say the XSE, etc., because I've never owned one. But it is slightly different. You know, I mean, it's a feel. It's difficult to explain, but I would definitely say the reason why I had that set to 63 is because I've been working on my XL and 2500 the last couple of days. And for making this kind of stuff or wanting that kind of swing where I start nodding my head, it was 63. So I just put, I just set the one to 63 as well. And it's really weird because as soon as I did it, as soon as it played back at 63, I was like, no, that swing's not quite right. Pushed up to 65 and it's getting that nod. So I just want to stick these little ghosts in there, maybe every 2 bars. So there you have it, my first official Crates Motel drum kit. I've been asked so many times and I just haven't got around to doing it. I do apologise, but the ball is rolling now, so I'll start banging these kits out. Now I'm going to put it on Bandcamp, same as my other sample packs. Now most of my sample packs, actually all my sample packs up to this point, have been free and then you can pay a certain amount if you want to. But I'm going to have to be honest here. With the drum kits, with the drum sounds, etc., I am going to stick a little bit of a price on them right at the very, very start. It's not going to be very much, probably a couple of quid. And then if you want to put some more on top of that, then you absolutely can. It's absolutely fine. But I can't give these away for free, and I can't continue to keep giving things away for free. And I'm sorry if that upsets some people, but there's a bunch of free stuff on my channel. If you go through, there's free drum kits, there's free sounds, house music sounds, M1 organs, lately bass, drum sounds, the Casio reggae bass, etc. You can get all of those for free. So enough for the free stuff. But with things like this, it does take me some time to put them together. And, it's 40 plus years of experience and knowledge and collecting them, putting them together, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to add a little bit and you can pay some more if you want, but there will just be a little bit of a price on it. Like I said, a couple of quid. Now, make sure that when you go into Bandcamp, the way they do sample packs is you can't sell you can sell each sound individually, but it's a real pain in the butt. With sample packs, if you've got loads and loads of sounds, what you tend to do is you'll put like a quick little sample of one of the sounds or some of the sounds together, and then in the bonus section you will have a PDF, and on that PDF there will be a link, and if you click on that link then you can download the actual sample pack. That's the way that most people do sample packs. I really hope that you are watching this part of the video, because every single time I release a sample pack and I put in massive letters underneath, read the PDF that you download as a bonus. The link is in there. I still get people sending me messages saying, there's only one sound, this is a rip-off. Duh, 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 duh. They don't actually speak like that. I don't know if they speak like that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But please, just look at the PDF that you get in the bonus file that you get from Bandcamp, and in there will be a link, and you can download from that link, and everything will be in there, the sample pack, etc. Now, like I said, if you're going to be using it in your MPC 1, Live 2, etc., Live 3, the new XL, etc., there will be an MPC project in the folder, and you can just load it up. It's got my version 3 template in there with all of the sub mixes, etc. The drums have been mixed, a little bit of heavy lifting for you, not completely mixed. You do still have to do a little bit of work on them. If you own something like a sample or an SP404 or whatever, the WAVs will be in there as well, and you can just drag and drop those. I don't own a sample, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm guessing by the architecture, the way that it's built, you can't just drag an MPC project in there. But I don't know, because I don't own one. But I'm fairly certain from what I've read that you can't do that. So, but you've got the WAVs, so you can either sample them in, or I think you can just drag and drop off an SD card. I don't know. You tell me if you own one. I don't own one. So there's multiple options there if you own other samplers as well. The WAVs will be in there, and you can just drag and drop. But as I said, there's also an MPC project in there with all of the hard work done for you. So thanks for watching. This is a Crates Motel. I forget, how many times have I done this at the end of videos, and I still forget it. Thanks for watching. Perhaps I should just say goodbye and not bother with all that other stuff. No. I'm going to say thanks for watching. This is the Crates Motel. My name's Conan. I'm the concierge. Till next time.
Concierge.